occasional edge.
Need to
Oh,
talk
Bart.
to Dallas sometime to see what the rules
Who's
and
appointed, not
regulations are
elected, so I guess that's all right. That's all right.
So,
Glad I'm here today.
but I think he knows he's gonna have to know it whenever.
15 seconds. Ooh. 15 seconds. You ready for the whack?
Oh, almost.
Just saying.
Come on, your slugs soon.
I call this meeting of the Only City Council, June 22nd, 2026 to order. Please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing as the Reverend Tim Loomis says our opening prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord Jesus, we are grateful for all the blessings that you've given us. We thank you for this great country that we live in. We thank you for the city of Olney. We pray that you will guide tonight in this discussion. We pray that you will be here. We pray that in all things you will be honored. We love you. We thank you for what you did for us on the cross. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Jesus, hallelujah.
Call the roll, please.
Councilman Miller,
Present.
Councilman Fehrenbacher, Councilwoman Eichhorst,
Present.
Councilman Iyer,
Present.
Mayor Lambert.
Here. Next item on the agenda is being struck. We'll move on to public comments and presentations. Are there any public comments? Any public comments?
We gotta do something about these deer in town. Because if I can be mowing grass in my lot and there be a deer staring there looking at me next in the lot next door, then and you gotta be out, if you're out hunting, you gotta be quiet as a mouse. That deer wasn't moving. If you guys wanna pass this around.
We've seen them.
Yep. You surely
I
have.
have 14.
And if you see that tall grass there, that's one of your guys' lots. That tall grass there, there's actually a bunch of water in it. If it had dirt in there, if it was filled where there wasn't no water, that deer wouldn't have came there. I think the address of that's 608 North Walnut, and it would help control the deer. If they come into town to eat and drink, it would help control the deer.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Any further public comments? Any further public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to presentation of the consent agenda, which includes to approve minutes of the council meeting on June 8th, 2026, to approve and authorize payments of accounts payable June 23rd, 2026. These items need to be removed from the consent agenda. I would accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second,
Second. Whatever.
Fruit Loops.
clerk's choice. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda under presentation of ordinances and resolutions is a request for a Class A liquor license for the Speakeasy Arcade LLC. Mr. Stevens. Yes, please. Are there any questions for Mr. Stevens?
Mr. Stevens, you own the arcade down on Little
old
KFC,
KC Hall,
Hall, which is great. I hear really good things about it. Those are a lot of old vending machines and video games. Now, with liquor license, you're allowed gambling machines. Will you be putting gambling in at the old Eagles building?
I've ran all the figures and there, I'll tell you, when I ran, so to tell you, the only reason that's surviving there, I paid cash for the building, I paid cash for all the machines, so there's virtually no overhead. If I had a loan or a payment on the building or rent or a business loan, it would have never survived. So I've outgrown that building. It's full. We've got 101 machines in there. I've got between 200 and 300 stored in the building on the corner of Main and Whittle. And it'd be nice to expand, so that's the whole reason I bought the Eagles 2.5 years ago. They went out of business. I can expand by going there, but I didn't pay cash for that place. So I have a loan on it. The only way I ran the numbers, and the only way I can make it go is if we had gaming. And I'm not a big supporter of gaming, but I've ran all the numbers any other way, and I'd be insane to try it without it. So time you pay all the liquor licenses and permits and all the stuff, I'd have to clear $1,000 a week just to break even. And I wasn't even gonna do it. And then when I figured in the gaming, that's the only way I can even consider it. And they would be separate. You guys have been in the Eagles Lodge. That accordion door will stay closed. The arcade will be on the banquet side, the bar will be on the bar side, and if somebody from the arcade side wanted a drink, they'd have to go out through the foyer to the bar side to get an alcohol drink. And of course, the gaming would be over there separate from the arcade, but I think that's the only way I can make it work, so.
So you have run the numbers on how you might benefit. Do you, just asking, do you know how much money is played and lost in this county per month on
Gaming? Yeah, well,
gambling machines?
I looked it up several years ago, it's been a while, but, yeah.
Well, last month, we're in March, I believe the last figures I looked at were over $500,000 per month
Yeah.
lost to players. It's a parasitic industry that
Yeah.
preys on those who can least afford it.
Well,
It
unfortunately,
just-
see,
It just harms people.
That's what used to carry the clubs. I mean, and when
I
they
know.
started putting them on every street corner, how we got 3 in front of Walmart. And I think they ought to only be in places that support local business, like the clubs or the Red Rooster or an existing business. I disagree with them being everywhere that serve no purpose, because then, like the clubs, you know, the Eagles went out of business. That's just, it no longer had that support. And I don't even gamble, so but I've ran the numbers without it, and it was too risky. But when we added in, I was adding in the figures from what it was making at the Eagles, and that was just not much, but it was enough to warrant trying to do this. And I'd like to expand. Like I said, we've got 101 machines where we're at. I'm out of room. If I go to the Eagles, I think I can double it. But then you add in the factor, got a payment on the building. And like I said, the only reason we're making it there is because I have no overhead.
How
So-
many gaming terminals would you be installing?
You mean gambling machines?
Yes.
I think just 6, is that what we had
6 is
before?
the maximum.
Yeah, that's what we had, I think, in there before, so, yeah. But,
Thank you.
Yeah,
So you're not going to be adding anything, they've had those at that location in the past, so you're
Right.
not,
it
we're
basically,
not adding anything.
no, it'd just be the same as what it was. They just closed May 11th, so.
Further questions, comments?
However, this would be an opportunity to reduce the number of terminals and only by 6 terminals. Less availability, nothing personal at all, Mr. Stevens, just my moral stance on.
Don't approve me for a
effective
liquor
of
license
gambling.
if you can't approve me for gaming, because
I know.
I've ran the numbers and I'm not,
It goes hand in
It goes
hand.
hand in hand.
Okay, well,
You can't have one, well,
and-
you can have
you
liquor,
need to
but not
close,
gaming.
pull the licenses on these ones that just serve no purpose. You know, we got 3 in front of Walmart, why?
I'm with you.
I mean, you know,
I'm
but-
with you, sir.
but whenever they're supporting, you know, we're losing local business left and right, and if they can help support local business, that, you know, so, anyhow.
Questions, comments? Questions, comments, motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, any further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor,
Roll
aye.
call vote, please, Mayor.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Ikorst,
Yes.
Councilman Iyer,
No?
Mayor Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Motion passes, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll leave.
Next item on, yes, you may. Next item on the agenda is a possible
Really,
ordinance to
this-
amend section 5.12.070, restriction on the number of licenses authorized of the City of Olney Municipal Code. Mr. Bradley.
As a result of the action taken in 10A, our code will need to be amended to authorize an additional Class A liquor license. The proposed ordinance is in authorizing this change is in your packet.
Questions, comments, motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Would you prefer a roll call on this as well?
No, not necessary, Mayor.
Call roll, please.
Councilwoman Ikorst,
Yes.
Councilman Iyer,
Yes.
Mayor Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is sponsorship request from Olney Festivals of Illinois. Mr. Mars.
appreciate the opportunity to continue our conversation from a couple of months ago. First of all, I'd like to explain the purpose of Alney Festivals of Illinois. We are a 501c3 organization. Contributions are tax deductible and we have no paid staff. We do not have an executive director and board members are not paid to attend meetings. Our expense, in other words, there isn't anybody that's on the board or anybody else that it's being paid to do their job. Our expenses are to support the White Squirrel Bluegrass Festival, which has been organized to attract tourists to the Alney area. I believe that we can establish a highly regarded, well-attended event that will attract a bluegrass audience from the region that includes all of Illinois and major parts of surrounding states. My definition of established is to derive enough income from attendees that will financially support a festival for the following year. We're not there yet. This year our festival will be held on September 12th at the Alney City Park. Gates open at 10, bands start at 11. The Burn Biscuits from Alney will start off, followed by the Dennis Stromat Band from Albion, the Era Thomas Band from Alney, Barclay Cove from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the Mountain Music Ambassadors from Moorhead, Kentucky, and the Junior Sisk Band from Virginia. Now, except for the Junior Sisk Band, all of these other bands have been here before. Actually, the Barclay Cove Band is a newly organized band, but it's organized by one of the students from Moorhead, and so he's been here before. So all of the Burn Biscuits, this is their first year it being organized, and so we want to get them to play for our festival. The Junior Sisk Band has won many current awards in the bluegrass genre and is a widely recognized group in bluegrass music. We have increased our entrance fee each year until this year, since we did have some comments last year that our fee was pricey. So again this year our fee will be $30 at the gate, $25 in advance, $30 online, and we pay the convenience fee. Following last year's event, we had a balance of just over $2,000. If our fundraising can cover our expenses for Festival 26, it's possible we could have a balance of $7,500 to $9,000 to apply toward Festival 27. To meet this goal, a donation from the City of Alney Tourism Fund would make a substantial difference. I don't know if I should address this or not, but I felt as though the last time I was here, the concept of conflict of interest was a problem. I have one person on the board that's related and one that was on my board, but Mark has resigned. Conflict of interest is obviously a problem if a board member will benefit financially from a decision before the board. It can also be a problem if a board member will benefit personally, although that is not usually a consideration. If the two members last time felt as though they had a conflict of interest and did not only not vote, but they did not comment, that leaves 3 people to make a decision. That's not very many. So perhaps a discussion about conflict of interest. Do we need to talk about that, or are we? Okay.
So I assume your board member resigned within the last few days?
Yes.
That smells awesome.
I know. That's what I said when he said he was going to do that. But is there really a conflict of interest is my point.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I have read Illinois law, and it just says if you're on a board of a nonprofit and you were not appointed by the municipality, you must abstain from the vote. It doesn't say anything about whether or not you will be enriched personally or professionally. It just said that. So I ran on the assumption that the resignation or whatever would happen within the last few days, and you didn't disappoint. I talked to past council members, I've talked to longstanding members on this council. They all said from the get-go, they were gonna give you 3 years, help you out, get you rolling. This is year 4. Year 1, 2,500, year 2, 5,000, year 3, 5,000. Now you're asking for 6. Based on Placer AI data, you're just not getting the crowd.
I also checked the box that I'd be glad to accept any amount.
So just from where I'm sitting, it just doesn't seem like a good investment based on the turnout you're receiving at your event.
Well, it takes a while to build an audience like that.
I understand that. That's all the questions I have.
Anything further? Any further comments, questions?
Do you know your attendance for each year? Has it been going up each year that you have had this?
Last year we were down a bit, but the 2 years prior had been going up, yes.
And what were the attendance approximately?
Well, last year we had probably 150, 200 people.
Okay.
Would you anticipate the numbers to increase this year, Mr. Marsh?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You're
I
having-
think Junior Sisk is going to bring a crowd. Last week I went to Bean Blossom, Indiana, where he performed at the festival over there. This band has won all kinds of awards recently. I've talked to guys that do bluegrass in the area. They recognize his name, that he plays on the Bluegrass XM station. So I really think he's gonna bring some people to town for us.
This being year 4, and you feel like you're really not even breaking even, and to be successful, you need assistance for perhaps 1 more year,
Yes,
and to grant assistance, financial assistance for 1 more year, would you then be comfortable not asking next year? If you were up
if
at,
you're
you know,
asking me
'cause-
not to ask, I won't ask.
I'm just saying you feel, I mean, earlier you said that you're just not, it's not quite yet self-perpetuating on its own.
Right.
But perhaps with assistance 1 more year, it might take off and run. You believe the attendance will be up this year. You've adjusted the itinerary so that perhaps the performers will attract more out-of-town
Right, and-
tourists.
Yes, and with the fee that we're charging, I think we'll be able to bring in more dollars. The first couple of years, we kept it low and hardly broke even. And so, we've started to increase it a little bit more, and I think with a higher gate, it will bring in more money and we'll be better off. Like I said, I think we'll be better off next year than what we are this year.
Jane, what is our tourism fund at currently?
As far as the total,
Yeah.
I think it's probably got 500 in it.
500,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fair amount. I know we have, is any of that obligated at this moment? I know we've discussed projects, but at this moment, do we have anything obligated?
Just your normal budget
stuff?
stuff
Okay.
that's in there. This time.
And
Right now, we have 466,000.
Okay, 466, okay, fairly flush. In my opinion, this event qualifies as a tourism event. I mean, it's gonna draw people from out of town. That is kind of the nature of, the definition of tourism. I mean, you're gonna bring people here as tourists to the community. That will fill hotel rooms, that will put diners at restaurants, that will sell fuel, that will be retail sales. I was on the council when we discussed how this tourism money was to be used, and it was not specified, but it was understood that it was gonna be about a 3-year limit. You're asking at year 4. However, I believe that your efforts certainly pale anything that I have done to bring tourists to town. Most of us have not been involved with an event of this nature to try to bring tourists to town. And this event, in my opinion, qualifies to that extent. I would not be comfortable in allowing any money on year 5. I would just make that plain. But if you believe, and I believe too, because of talking with some of your board members, that an additional year of assistance might be just that needed incentive, financial assistance to get you up and free running in the following year.
Yeah, but I mean, we put it together to try to put an event together that would create tourism.
We have a tourism fund
In
that do
Alney,
assist
you
events
know.
that bring in tourists, so this certainly qualifies.
It takes a lot of time and effort to put something like this together.
And we would like it.
I could be doing other things.
I know.
You know, this is not something that I,
Certainly, we've supported tourism events in the past that haven't brought us any revenue. I mean,
yeah.
Eclipse Festival, I mean, we spent a pretty good nickel on that, and it probably didn't cover, by the tourists that came, it probably didn't cover the amount that we donated to that cause, or would you say, or did it?
Probably not simply from the number of heads and beds in the hotel motel tax, but I think it
Yeah.
more than did in sales tax.
Yeah, so any opportunity to bring tourists to town for that event, plus then maybe they might return for other events, such as the Fall Festival or other events we might have. I would make the motion to approve the request.
Motion to approve, is there a second? Motion to approve, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, any further discussion?
I have one question.
yes,
You
sir.
said you'd take less. How much do you need? Like, what is the need? Like, I need
Well,
$2,000 to cover
I had
my
hoped,
bands.
I need $10,000 to cover the bands.
What are you short?
Well, there are expenses that we haven't incurred yet. And so, I mean, right now, we've got about 8,500 in the bank, but we're still doing advertising and there's other things to come out of all that. I was hoping to another $5,000, that frankly. But, hey, guys, I mean, we're trying to do something for the city of Alney. If the city of Alney doesn't want us to be doing it, then we don't need to be doing it.
Councilman Miller, would you be more comfortable if we allowed $5,000 towards this event? Is that?
Based on my past statements, I think I'd be more agreeable to that than 6.
Okay.
So there is a motion on the floor. I think you had a board member that wanted to add something.
Yes, Richard, would you like to say something?
Not that I don't think it'll make any difference, but I'll put in $1,000 myself. I went for the first time last year, and I was thoroughly impressed with it. And I thought the turnout was good for as little number of years that Steve's been working on this. And I was so impressed that I volunteered to be on the board. So I'll put $1,000 of my money into it if the board will, or the city council will, help him out. He's a hard worker and I appreciate it, what he's doing for the city. And he's doing it without great applause or anything else, so.
So does that offer still stand at 5,000 if we put in 5 instead of 6? Did you put in 1,000?
I said I'll put in $1,000,
Okay, very good.
so.
I make my motion with the caveat that your amount donated would be $5,000.
And if it makes any difference, I've put in my $1,000 too.
Okay, so 5,000. Julia, are you all right with that, since you said
Yes.
that? All right, any further discussion? Further discussion, do we want a voice vote, or do we want a roll call?
I'm comfortable with you.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
And one final thing, Mr. Mars, I do want to apologize for the council's lack of response at the last meeting. I believe it was discourteous of us not to say yes, no, or kiss my foot. I mean, we didn't give you a response, and I thought we should have at least acknowledged you in some way, so I do apologize for that.
Not necessary, but
Well,
thank you.
yeah, we should give some response. Thank you.
Good luck.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance to amend Title 13, Public Services of the City of Alney Municipal Code. Mr. Bradley?
We've been discussing over the past few months, staff has been working on proposed fee increases. Proposed increases on the utility service deposit, water meter testing, purchase of water from the water sales machines, portable meter setup and water usage, service reconnections, emergency water disconnections, tap-ins, inspections, building sewer permits, dying, smoking of sewer laterals, and sewage dumping are ready for your review. The proposed ordinance authorizing these changes is included in your packet.
Questions, comments?
These all were discussed with department heads, Frank?
Yes.
So, and none of them are inordinate, and none of them, and they're all within very much reasonable increase considering the amount of time that they've been in place.
Yes.
I'm in favor.
I mean, some of these items haven't been adjusted in 20 years.
Right, and it's time.
15 to 20 years.
And like, it's not like, oh, this is doubled, no, and everything is increased by a reasonable percentage, considering the time that they have not changed.
Further questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance to amend Title 15, Building and Construction of the City of Alney Municipal Code. Mr. Bradley.
This is another ordinance to address proposed fee increases, proposed increases on building permits, building permit renewals, re-inspections, demolition permits, mobile home park licenses, sign permits, and variance applications are ready for your review. A proposed ordinance authorizing these actions is included in your packet.
Questions, comments?
Well, unlike the prior item, some of these fees have increased a considerable amount, and are they in line with other municipalities is what I would have to ask.
They are in line with other municipalities, but, say the building permit fee.
Yeah,
Went
from
from
150 to
one-
500, I mean, that's a substantial increase. I'm just looking at
Oh.
off the top here.
It depends on, you have to read it thoroughly though. For what, the duplexes and apartments?
I'm just looking at commercial and industrial buildings, I just see basic fee increases from 150 to 500 for the first 1,000 feet. And then so much, it goes from $10 from 450 for each additional beyond that, 100 square feet.
Actually, that's an increase from 300 to 500 on the industrial buildings, and we got rid of the,
On item F, section 15440, building permit fees. Second page, F, commercial and industrial
Yes.
buildings and additions. I have the basic permit fee is $150, and we have struck that and added $500, so.
it would
When I
be
look-
150 plus 150, right?
I just see an increase from $150 to the new amount will be 500.
The second part is struck.
Plus the 450, but the 450 I have struck, but it is replaced by $10.
Yes, down further, there's another charge of $150 that is completely struck.
Okay,
Be the
So that would be,
inspection
they go
fee.
from $300 to $500.
No, I see what he's saying. When taken in totality.
you're rolling it all into one fee of 500 versus the 150 plus the 150 plus the 150.
Yes, that is,
I got it.
that is how we've done this whole thing. Instead of doing a basic fee and then adding for inspections, we're just saying this is
This
what
is
it
one
is.
inclusive fee. I got it.
Yes.
I understand.
So,
That's more palatable.
So,
350 to
with
5
the-
is more palatable.
with the new residences, we're going to, from 175 to 250.
Yeah, I got it. That
Okay.
was the only one I thought, well, that's a big jump, but I understand now. I
So-
should have read further. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Further comments or questions?
I'm fine with that. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to amend the 26-27 MFT budget for the East Street Bridge project. Mr. Bradley.
The city has received $32,507.84 in COVID relief urban allotment funds to help pay for the East Street Bridge project. The proposed resolution in your packet would reflect receipt of those funds. The expense for the project is already included in the budget.
Questions, comments, motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Use the money.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to approve revised facade grant program eligibility area for the city of Olney. Mr. Iyer.
Your facade grant was to include building fronts on Main Street and Whittle, but we certainly have more commercial areas that would benefit from updates or improvements, and that's the essence of this agenda item. And it includes, as listed, the additional streets, of which I believe was discussed individually by the city manager to the city council members or the city clerk to the city managers. And then this is the amendment that was suggested. So it just adds a few more areas eligible for facade grant.
Questions, comments? Questions, comments, or motion to approve?
Motion?
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution. Status report. Mr. Bradley?
Update on the bridges. Elliott Street will be opening tomorrow evening. East Street will be opening on Wednesday evening.
Cool.
Storm sewer project on East Scott Street should be finished this week. The Main Street project is moving forward. Replacement of curbs is taking place. 4 new curbs and gutter, moving east to west. East North Avenue water main replacement project is going well and is on schedule. Main tie-ins, disinfection, service connections, and dirt work and seeding need to be done. But that's moving along nicely. I don't know if anybody's been around, but they've been doing that bore on across Whittle Avenue, and it's going fairly well. I understand. Is that correct, Brandon? So
No surprises.
no surprises just yet, right?
Don't say yet, Frank. I said, don't say yet. No surprises.
Okay.
Okay.
The only thing else I have is the ISO testing is scheduled to take place on Wednesday of this week, so that would be a big deal for our insurance rates here in the city of Albany.
Do we expect to maintain our rating
Yes,
Or improve.
yes.
or improve? Always
Yes.
good.
Questions, comments for the city manager?
Is East North Avenue 600 block scheduled to be repaired anytime soon?
The street surface,
Yes. It's terrible.
we have not discussed that, but we could take a look and talk about it as a group and see what we need to do
I
there.
don't have property there, but I'm just saying.
600 block?
Travel that.
Right there at East Street.
600 block.
Are the concrete, or are the water lines that busted this past winter going to start getting filled? I know there's one
The dirt work and seeding being done? Or are you talking about in the street?
in the street. I know there's one on Locust that busted down by Morgan this past winter. It's still gravel down there.
They allow traffic to have that for quite some time, so we know it's settled and it will be poured.
Yeah.
RCDC report.
Still having continued interest in facade grants. I've given out in a couple applications in the last week. The mapping group had a large meeting last week. All 6 teams were there and met with the mapping staff from Western Illinois. And they seemed very pleased with our progress. Each of the 6 teams
expect for a community meeting in the fall
Yes,
to lay out the plans to everybody.
yes, to present to everyone. So,
Chamber of Commerce report?
Several things. One, the chamber luncheon was last week and with 40 members in attendance, which was very good. We also have had our Sounds of Summer start. This week will be O'Rye and Gavin Kirby, a local poet. And over 25 mini makers signed up for the Mini Maker Market taking place July 31st on our 5th Friday Market on Main. There is going to be a meat raffle at VFW in August, so I won't go into many details there, but Guy Ash will be playing then also. I think that's really 25 mini makers are slated for July 31st, and so you'll be hearing about these in the future also.
Okay, very good. Anything further? I would accept a motion to enter into closed session to discuss the sale or lease price of real property, acquisition of real property, appointment, compensation, performance,